Hello yet again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, aka BGFH, and I am back for another VR Experience Spotlight video. This time we're looking at an experience called Blindfolded. No, it is not about a blind person, which is originally what drew me to it. It was a free experience that I just discovered in the Oculus store, and upon reading the description a little bit, it's actually a follow-up to what I originally thought was another VR experience, but is not. It is a follow-up to another kind of, not a VR experience, but a flat screen experience on Steam called 1979 Revolution Black Friday. And it's about this prison in Iran, I guess. I had never even heard of the 1979 Revolution thing on Steam, just because there's so much on Steam these days, it's like impossible to keep track of it at all anymore. But it kind of just seems to be like an exploration. That one seemed to be like an exploration type thing. I have not bought it. I haven't played it. The Revolution one is like $5-6, which I might pick up, especially if I enjoy this or I find it interesting. So this Blindfolded, basically it is a first-person experience. You're sitting, I've only played about, or watched about a minute or two of this, right when the interrogation starts. Again, it uses the unique aspect of being virtual reality, not just the fact that you can look around in the environment that you're in. You know, you're kind of basically being interrogated in this prison room. And in addition to that, it actually uses your gestures, your head movement. There's another game that did a lot of that. What was it called? I covered it early on, probably 2015, where like it was that medieval one where you had lost your voice, and you were going through all these different kind of experiences. But that was, again, I like the fact when you can use the different aspects, not just the touch controllers, but like using the microphone or using, you know, shaking your head, nodding your head, all of those different types of things. Like, I would love to see a more fleshed out, like an interactive chat thing, or like you know, an interrogation thing or something like this, where you are using like all of the things. I could use my hands. I could, you know, it doesn't have to be actiony either. You know, it could be, you know, shaking someone's hand, picking up an object. You know, again, speaking things to reply. I think we're gonna, especially as AI gets better, you know, at recognizing speech and kind of figuring out what you meant, I see a lot of potential for really cool games and really cool experiences. I just hope that kind of thing comes sooner rather than later. So anyway, Blindfolded, basically we don't have a menu or anything. I see there's, the contrast on it is really bad, but you see there's this little circle that I'm purposely trying to not glance at. We got a little cursor here, and if I glance at it, I will fill it up and we will start. So let's do that. Now, I actually had to look at my screen for this here. So I actually have to nod or shake my head in order to start. I was trying to hit buttons on my touch controllers, my Xbox controller, and I finally had to look at the I finally had to look at the screen on my computer. So again, these standalone headsets like your Gear VR or Oculus what do they call it? Oculus Go this year. I really have concerns about accessibility. If you don't have that backup flat screen, if you're low vision, you are going to run into some issues. So let's nod our head. How's it going? And get this crazy interrogation underway.
Over here, quick! Did you get the picture?
Yes, I got it.
That is it! You're under arrest!
So I am a photographer of some kind, I think. And again, you can try to read that if you... Okay, I've got like a net or something over my head. We got a guy across from me. Alright, we're sitting in a room. Pretty grim. We got an overhead light, a slow rotating ceiling fan. This guy over here is not looking very good. We got a gun on the table, newspaper, which I can't read, but I'll let you guys look at it. We got another piece of paper, presumably that we're gonna have to sign or something. So I will zero in on this and hopefully you guys can look at it. I'll look at the video later and see exactly what that is we're supposed to be reading. So this is gonna give us a little bit of background on why we're in here. But we're gonna find out. So basically, I think this thing branches. The story, we're sitting here in this chair, and this guy's gonna come in just a moment, and about 10-20 seconds into that is where I stop, because I wanted to go into this experience fresh with you guys, so we could get a genuine reaction. Don't trust him.
My name is Asadullah Lajibardi.
A what?
And you are running out of time.
I have no idea what you said.
Choose your answers wisely, and we will consider releasing your family. He was once like you, defiant. But look at him now.
Do it.
Oh,
That gag. It must be uncomfortable. Too bad. For now, when I ask you a question, you will answer by nodding your head.
I'm gonna shake my head no. Oh, he's looking away.
All
So
my sessions. You look nervous. Does my camera make you uncomfortable?
I'm gonna say no.
You must be very nervous to answer me so quickly. If I were you,
This is where I
would
stopped.
take my time. Everything you do has consequences. Passion! Isn't that right? Ah, it seems my treatment of him upsets you. Should I get rid of him? What do you think? No, you're merciful to a traitor like him?
I don't know who he is.
Perhaps you're a sympathizer as well. I wonder, do you believe in God?
I nodded yes.
Have you no faith? Do you believe that you will go to heaven?
I hope so.
Good. Because hell is what I'm trying to save you from. You helped us overthrow the Shah, that Western puppet. But then you took pictures accusing us of heinous acts against our own people. Do you deny that this is your camera?
I'm just gonna sit here. I want to see if he just gets mad and he pulls the gun out again. He said, all these actions have consequences. I know I can say yes or no.
We found it hidden in your home, and your mother put up quite a fight. Now, she is here in heaven for rehabilitation. After all, it's the faithful mother who creates the faithful mortal. Did you think your actions wouldn't have consequences? Did you not use your camera to attack us? You did. And by doing so, you disgraced our great nation. The Ministry of Intelligence has charged you with treason.
Now
and
this is...
determined that you took photos for the foreign press in order to destabilize the Islamic Republic of Iran.
This is
Are you
supposed
ready
to be...
to cooperate?
this is supposed to be based
I'm
on
trying to help you.
true events, so
Excellent.
sure.
I have no compassion for people who waste my time. Watch yourself.
My name is Kion Hamadani, and I'm confessing to the crime of treason. I did not act alone. I was a part of an international network that was led by journalist Mr. Ali Zadeh. We took photographs, wrote articles, and smuggled them to foreign press.
They made me
to
confess.
destabilize the Islamic
They were going to
Republic
hurt
of
my
Iran.
family. They forced me to say
I
this.
am guilty of these
Push me.
crimes, and I regret
Just
all
know,
that I have
if you
done
confess, you were the...
What the hell?
No.
I told you not to speak. Pathetic. He was angry and resistant, and now just look at him. He begs for mercy, but where was the compassion for those who died because of his actions? He named you as a collaborator. He is the reason we found you. Do you hate him?
No.
You don't. You show mercy to the man who betrayed you. That is interesting.
This is oddly effective.
Look at this. Bebin, you took this picture and gave it to the foreign press, didn't you?
I'm just gonna stare at him. I'm not gonna incriminate
Tell me
myself.
what I want to know. Stop! You spread false information to damage the spirits of your own people. An act of treason that only I can save you from. Do you hear me? Now, are you ready to admit your guilt?
No.
I thought you were smarter than him. Now tell me the truth and name your collaborators. We already have a witness who has told us everything.
Tell him what he wants to hear. Behesh Begu, confess that you were the leader. There's no other way. End this.
Time is up. This is what you will do. You will confess to everything. Do you hear me?
I wonder if that's
You
like a
will
Russian
confess to
roulette
being
kind of a
the
thing.
leader
If there's
of
actually a
these
shell in
traitors.
there.
You will give us all the details we require and hope that our faithful leaders have mercy on your soul. There is a divine sense of relief when you let go and tell someone the truth. Are you ready to confess?
I'm just gonna sit here, stone-faced. We're just gonna sit here and see. I mean, this is really tense because you're not just looking at like a flat screen movie. Like, you're there. Like, if he puts that gun right up in my face, that's, you know, like I said, it's. Do I actually have to? I'm waiting. No. Oh, shit.
You're a fool. You will die here in heaven.
He's dead. Point blank to the frickin' head.
Like you, he was just one of many. Expendable. I will see you again tomorrow.
Okay, so where is the blindfolded part? I have a feeling this is going to get much worse. Oh, oh, wow. Okay, so, oh, don't tell me there's in-app purchases for these. Huh. So this is free, but I don't remember. Let me lift up my visor here. And I'm going to use my... Oh, Jesus criminy, that is big. Let's see. That's way too large. Okay, what I got to find out... Huh. What I'm trying to find out is if... It's so big. I can't... We'll look at a different one here. Or I don't know. Oh, okay, that just starts it over. Blindfold. Okay, I'll play through it one more time here. Yeah, just nod your head. And we'll confess this time, so you get to see at least both things. I will have to go back and look at the video, because, see, again, the other problem, even if you have the flat screen as a backup, because you're looking at something in a 360-degree view, the problem is that in order to see on your flat screen, you have to basically have the content that you're looking at right in front of you. So like my screen is actually right in front of me right now. But if I wanted to look at something over on that wall, you know, with the sensor sensing that the rift is not on my, like if I took this off of my head, it would, you know, basically pause the experience. So I wouldn't be able to look this way, lift up my headset, and then look at the, I would not be able to look at the flat screen and see what is over to my right. So that's even another super important reason that accessibility is so important. You know, having, like I said, I know it's a lot to wish for as far as like text-to-speech for on-screen text, but like, you know, font size or some other way. I mean, I don't have my phone with me, I have it on the charger, but I suppose I could try, you know, like I said, looking at whatever I want and then assuming I can figure out where the screen is, I could use maybe seeing AI's,
Interesting.
what do you might call it?
My
Short
name
text mode.
is Asadullah Lojivardi.
Alright, so let's see how this interrogation goes the other way.
Choose your answers wisely, and we will consider releasing your family. He was
So
once like you, defiant.
I have a feeling
But look at him now.
Do it.
they're either going to execute him or me. So the way I answered before, they killed him.
Gag.
But if I
Must be
confess,
uncomfortable. Too bad.
I wonder
No.
if they'll let him go
When I
and shoot
ask
me in
you
the
a
head
question,
instead.
you will answer by nodding your head. I record all my sessions. You look nervous. And does my camera make you uncomfortable?
Yes.
You must be very nervous to answer me so quickly.
If I were you, I would take my time.
So they didn't change anything
Everything
there.
you do has consequences. Pasha! Isn't that right? Ah,
It seems my treatment of him upsets you. Should I get rid of him?
Let's say yes this time.
The only outcome for a traitor is he has betrayed both of us. I wonder, Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you believe that you will go to heaven?
No.
You don't? Well, I have a way of converting non-believers. You helped us overthrow the Shah, that Western puppet. But then you took pictures accusing us of heinous acts against our own people. Do you deny that this is your camera?
No.
So you admit it. We found it hidden in your home, and your mother
I remember
put
that.
up quite a fight.
So
now,
I
she's here in heaven
denied it, or I just
for
sat there last
rehabilitation.
time.
After all, it's the faithful mother who creates the faithful martyr. Did you think your actions wouldn't have consequences? Did you not use your camera to attack us? You did. And by doing so, you disgrace our great nation. The Ministry of Intelligence has charged you with treason and determined that you took photos for the foreign press in order to destabilize the Islamic Republic of Iran. Are you ready to cooperate? Excellent. I have no compassion for people who waste my time.
I should have said no there.
Watch yourself.
My name is Kian Hanadani, and I'm confessing to the crime of treason. I did not act alone. I was a part of an international network that was led by journalist Mr. Alizadeh. We took photographs, wrote articles, and smuggled them.
They made me confess.
The Islamic
They were gonna hurt my
Republic of Iran.
family. They forced me to say
I
this.
am guilty of these crimes, and I regret
Just
all that I
know,
have
if you
done
confess,
today.
you were...
Okay, I'm not sure what that was.
I told you not to speak! Pathetic. He was angry and resistant, and now just look at him. He begs for mercy. But where was the compassion for those who died because of his actions? He named you as a collaborator. He is the reason we found you. Do you hate him?
Sure.
Of course you do. I would feel the same way.
I wonder if you can actually...
Look at this. Bebin, you took this picture and gave it to the foreign press, didn't you?
We'll say yes this
You were
time.
foolish to do so. You spread false information to damage the spirit of your own people. An act of treason that only I can save you from. Do you hear me? Now, are you ready to admit your guilt?
Sure.
Good. He's learning. Now tell me the truth and name your collaborators. We already have a witness who has told us everything.
Tell him what he wants to hear. Behesh Begu, confess that you were the leader. There's no other way. End this.
Time is up. This is what you will do. You will confess to everything. Do you hear me? You will confess to being the leader of these traitors. You will give us all the details we require and hope that our faithful leaders have mercy on your soul.
Okay.
There is a divine sense of relief when you let go and tell someone the truth. Are you ready to confess?
Sure.
Good. Let me remove your gag.
Okay, well, we spared him so far.
Now, look into the camera and confess.
Okay, so we spared him this time. And then it gets me to this blindfold thing here. And I don't So we got all these people, and it looks like they have little bio tags underneath them. I will let you kind of, I'll look at all of them here and let you guys try to read it, because I can't read it on my own, because it's, the distance on this is actually quite a ways away, so not going to be able to read that. But it looks like this is going to be a short experience. Like, I didn't know if like I would be able to like if I would be able to get like different experiences from different people, and maybe I can, but maybe I just haven't seen. Oh my god, there's so many of these. There's so many. But you know, this interrogation thing, like, it works surprisingly well in VR. I could see, I don't know if it's available on PC. I think it's only on PlayStation VR. Rockstar late last year, late 2017, released LA Noire in virtual reality, and those interrogation scenes like that was a big part of the game. I played the original on the Xbox 360 a little bit, never got super into it, but I would be curious to try it in virtual reality, just because, you know, okay, there's a lot of like looking at crime scenes and like looking at the people. Like, I would still mainly be going by audio, because it's really tough for me, even up close. You know, I could see like bigger, you know, wider or more broad body movements, but like, you know, a subtle eye twitch or facial tick, I don't know if I would be able to necessarily see some of the subtleties when you're interrogating. But I love the idea, especially since in that one they really went through this whole spiel of like, you know, trying to make the you know, the motion capture for the faces and stuff really good. So I don't know, it looks like that is pretty much what this is going to be. It's a neat experience. I have a feeling this right one is quit, but I can't really get to the thing to see. Yeah, it looks like it says exit there. So, again, a really neat experience. You know, not anything really cheerful by any means. But again, really interesting use of the virtual reality technology. You know, you're not just watching a a scene play out in front of you, but you do have some, you know, although it is very minimal, you have a little bit of interactivity with like shaking your head, nodding your head. And, you know, even something like, you could say, oh, you could do this on a flat screen, which you could, and you could do it even in virtual reality by hitting a button or looking at a yes or a no button. But since you have the full, you know, head movement tracking, to keep you in the experience, if you're not having to hit any buttons, like if I am able to just naturally speak or move or shake my head around, something that you would do in an actual conversation or interrogation setting. Yeah, you know, like I said, this is more of almost kind of like a proof of concept in a way, like it's an early form of it. But I would love to see, honestly, like, don't get me wrong, I love games in virtual reality, I do. And I've played some really cool ones. But honestly, I'm really interested in, like I said, the educational, the entertainment kind of a stuff. And there's been times lately where I've just come home and I've like put on some 360 video or even launched virtual desktop and watched some YouTube or video stuff under my headset in my recliner. But like, I'm interested in the non-gaming aspects, and I'm really also interested in like the things that you can do in virtual reality that you can't, you know, that's basically you can't do on a flat screen. So what I'm really interested in is actually finding more. A lot of these experiences are 5, 10, 15 minutes long. I would love to see a more hour-long, hour and a half, like actual movie length or, hour-long episode length content, standalone or in a series. The closest thing I can think of really is that Miyubi toy robot video, which if you have not watched, go back, and I did a full, I guess you'd call it a playthrough, but I did a full video on the entire experience. That is one of the coolest VR kind of passive experiences that actually uses, it's subtle, but it uses virtual reality in a cool way, because you're always looking at it from this perspective of the toy robot. You don't really have any control over everything, but it's like, oh, okay, I'm on this little robot. Therefore, I can't physically move around. But it worked. And I want to find more experiences like this, especially adding some of the voice and other uses, touch controls, head movement, voice commands. I would love to have like a virtual person that like an AI person that could learn from you, and that you could like actually have conversations with. Like, remember there was a game on the Dreamcast called Seaman, which was just this really bizarre thing that I never played, but I really wanted to. But yet it used a microphone, and you could actually converse in limited ways with that. But like, I could see this being a really cool way to marry like VR, the motion controls, like virtual avatars and all kinds of stuff. So I've rambled on long enough. This has been Blindfold. It is available, I want to say, for free on the Oculus store, possibly on Steam as well. I didn't actually look. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. Join the illegally cited Steam group. Share the channel with friends or other people that you think might be interested in it. And until next time, I will talk to you guys again later.